Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 328. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to go on a bug hunt. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We got a brand new commander deck to talk about with a brand new commander at the helm of it, featuring at least one card that I'm really excited to talk about.
Really?
No, that was sarcasm. Oh. That was the sarcasm that I was hitting you with.
There's no. But I double get it now.
Yeah. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
Oh, very much so. And with FusionGamingOnline.com's special CCO exclusive promo code CCO Spring, I obtained a very important card for my collection.
Do tell.
Just came in the mail. You hit me with a nice flex on Twitter, you fucking guy. I did a hashtag Foil Friday featuring my full art foil Phyrexian Altar.
Yay!
It goes into, it's not the invasion one, because, because I'm not God and I'm not the queen.
You don't have queen money.
Yeah, I'm not King Charles III fucking guy.
King Charles money. Ooh,
yeah.
Even more money because he's still alive.
Oh! Yeah. So I got this Phyrexian Altar, used CCO Spring promo code at checkout, saved 5% off of that bad boy, goes straight into my Balthor deck, which becomes 1% more pimp now that it's got that foil in it.
That's pretty cool.
And not only is that Phyrexian Altar that I got that discount on important for that reason, I took the Invasion Phyrexian Altar out of that deck and put it into my Invasion collection, thus completing it.
Oh, wow.
And having to sleeve the 350 card monstrosity that is Invasion. It was like this tall. It was a foot high almost. It took fucking sleeving it almost took as long as collecting it.
Did you do like perfect hards? Did you do perfect hard regular sleeve, just regular sleeve, penny sleeve? What do you do?
Pennies, baby.
What's the point? Why bother?
Pennies. So if I want to whip it out and like thumb through it, if I want to whip it out and thumb through it, don't Google that. Or do.
No, dude, it's fine. No king shaming in the nation.
Yeah, it's fine. If I want to whip it out, then they're all like protected because and collectors are going to be like, oh, what are you doing? Some of them are foil, and some of them are regular. I just like if I was like, oh, I have a foil of this one from like 2002 when I opened a booster pack in grade 8.
So they're in penny sleeves in a box?
Yes. Yes, it's kind of sad. Hey?
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
It's kind of sad. Yeah, I added it to my full sets of Dominaria.
Neat.
The Dark.
Cool.
Homelands.
Also cool.
Fallen Empires.
Way cooler. Now we're into the shit.
Apocalypse.
Oh, that's fine.
And Invasion now is the newest one, and my next one will either be
Stronghold.
Do I have a full set? I don't have a full set of World Wake, I don't think, because I'm missing a Warren Instigator. And I'm 2 cards or 1 card short of a Plane Shift set. So if you've got a non-foil Warren Instigator that you want to send your boy, that's a great way to support the show because then I can spend my entire day penny sleeving another set. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Speaking of support. Yeah, I've got some podcasting business.
Oh, wait. Hey, before we get to that, I want to tell my CCO Spring super promo code.
You got some?
Dominaria United just came out. Got my stuff.
Oh.
Use CCO Spring special promo code. Save 5% all of that shit that I was gonna buy anyways. Now I can update all my decks.
Yeah.
I was actually ordering a card when you drove up to the station this morning. The last card I needed, the new Goblin Lord, that guy's the truth.
Yeah.
So if anybody has those and you got a Goblin deck, that card is the truth. Play it.
The Merfolk one, also very good.
Also very solid.
Yes, it's like Curse Catcher except for all your dudes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
not
good.
as good as the red one.
I need 2 of them. I don't remember if I ordered that because I did my Dominaria pre-order too.
Oh man.
Use CCO Spring promo code. Yeah.
Man, did you order a full art foil one?
I don't know if I ordered any.
How about a regular one?
I don't know.
Oh, I opened all 3 of those ones just mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler for maybe upcoming content. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well.
Hard to say.
Well, yes. It is a spoiler for upcoming content. And that again points us back to some CCO podcasting business.
I'm helping.
Yeah, see, we don't take the same road, but we get to the same place. Yes, and that's why we're friends, especially on the internet. Or despite.
You mean we disagree on the internet and then we still get along?
And or in spite of the internet.
What?
Speaking of people we get along with.
Ooh.
If you want to be one of those people in our Discord, you can go to patreon.com/CCO podcast. Ton of good benefits, including helping us pick decks on CCO's Sidewalk Slam.
Oh, yeah. There's one of those coming out like today as we record, which is last Saturday to you. You should watch it. I think it's a good game.
I think the ending is freaking funny.
Oh, good. Okay,
so you got to watch all the way to the end when you watch it. And big shout out to T Coates who crammed it in because we sent it to him late because we were freaking busy and traveling and out of town and blah, blah, blah. And he hammered it out. And I see on Twitter all the time people saying content creators need to like shout out and verbally thank the people who helped them make their shit. So Tyler, big thanks. Editor Joe, who's doing this show, big thanks. All the Patreon supporters, people who went to the Patreon page, pledge, get in the Discord, help us pick decks. Big thanks.
Yeah.
Yes. And big thanks to all the new subs.
Oh, yeah.
New subs on YouTube.
It's nice that when people show up and then I very politely tell them to subscribe and watch on YouTube because Tyler works really hard.
And Joe, too.
And Joe is also here, I guess.
He just made you green. He made you green when you yelled.
Oh.
Yeah, you always get green. You always get greened.
Man, I have a green shirt now. It's like my favorite shirt.
Yeah.
I look good in green.
Yeah.
But the point is they do a great job and we're happy to have everybody here.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
Yes. So hypothetically happy that we have decided to do our next CCO giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited for this one. This is cool.
Yes. Business Daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, sent us a couple little things that they think that CCO Nation would like to get.
Oh, and they are. It's true.
Yes.
And it's not just because it's free. It's because it's actual good stuff. It's not like a pack of sleeves.
Yes. Pack of sleeves. If they're penny sleeves and I need them, then that's what I want.
It's like those ones where they used to sell them in packs of 50. Remember that? Where like there wasn't enough to even sleeve a deck.
But you had to overpay if you only wanted 40 for a draft deck.
Right?
It's not sleeves. It's a non-foil Commander Collection Black.
Ooh, which totally is like, it fits into the game. The deck that you could play in the game.
Give her a read, and then we'll talk about the giveaway some more. This is we've got a couple things, and I'm not going to spoil it, but Commander Collection Black giveaway fits right in with today's Commander.
With today's Sheoldred.
Sheoldred.
But
she's
Apocalypse.
Black. But she's black.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
She'll be red someday. She'll come around.
5-color Sheoldred for president.
4/5 Phyrexian Praetor, black 2 with Death Touch. That makes it good. Ryan explained it to me.
4/5 for 4 with Death Touch, I think, is going to be very standard playable because the rest of the words on the card also very good.
Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life.
That's fantastic.
Did I say gain life? We draw, we gain, they draw, they lose. That's how it works.
Yes. So we draw and gain. That's gravy because every time they draw a card, and they want to, every time it shocks them.
Man, gravy is so delicious.
And that's fine. That's fine and standard, but this is a Commander podcast, and we're going to cook up some sick frickin' deck today, and we're going to turn this into the dirtiest, rottenest combo deck you've ever seen. And it's fantastic because it's using pieces of shit that include LICH, LICH's Mastery.
Oh, don't spoil it. Now they're going to know that we're playing those stupid cards.
I'm not going to spoil the rest of the pile of crap that we're playing.
We already know what the rest of the cards do.
This deck,
there's only 2 of them.
So fantastic.
It's very good.
It's super cool, and it's exactly what I asked for a couple weeks ago when Sheoldred came out.
Yeah, when he sent me the list, I was flumming through it on the phone. I was like, oh.
And Brando's doing this.
I'm just slowly getting lower in my chair.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What have we done? And then you hit some of the cards that are like, wait
a minute. Holy shit.
What is this?
This is tremendous.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be a good time.
That's the teaser. We've got a couple more things.
Is one of them the giveaway from last week?
One of them is the giveaway from last week, which goes to totally real name, I'm sure, for guessing Sulphurous Springs.
Hell yeah, Sulphurous Springs.
People got it.
I knew they would.
James Donaldson. Wonder if it's Josh Donaldson's brother. Third baseman for the New York Yankees. Used to be a Blue Jay. Won an MVP with us.
Or maybe he lives in a peach.
Is that a James Donaldson as well?
I think so. I think that was his last name. James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody remembers that story,
I do. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
So maybe
well,
that's him.
Tell Mr. Donaldson how he wins the pack.
Oh, right.
Or how he gets it.
He sends his information to commandercookout@gmail.com, lets us know who he is, what he did, where he lives, and then what prize he wants, be it the token pack, sticker pack, or regular opening pack. And
Of
then booster, and we'll send it there. Honor system does apply. Don't fuck around and ruin it for everybody, okay?
Yeah, and rider on that advertisement, sir, my liege, King Brando III.
That's me.
Make sure you put your address in the email. More often than not is, hey, I won the thing. How do I get it? All you need to do is tell me what your address is.
Yeah, tell us where you live. Very important.
Happens every time.
Yeah,
I've been mentioning it.
Hey, people are excited.
Yeah.
Whenever I win something, I always forget too.
Oh, another common one that I see all the time. I never win anything. And we're happy to alleviate you of the stigma that you've placed upon yourself that you never win anything. Because guess what? You play, you'll freaking win.
Yeah,
Guaranteed it'll be you.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
100% chance of winning when you play.
Yes. Now, speaking of winning, everybody knows if you've been around CCO long enough that our giveaways are kind of social media based. If you see the post on Twitter or Facebook, or we post like the links to those tweets or posts in Discord, you share them with your friends, you retweet them, you like or follow the page, and of course, if you become a new sub, we can see lists of new subscribers on YouTube, so we know if you're not subbed. And that's how you get entered to win. And I'm sure sometime between now and Magic 30, which is kind of only a few weeks away.
Yeah, we should buy plane tickets.
Yeah, we got to buy plane tickets. Shit. We'll give that away.
Not the plane tickets, the Commander Collection Black.
Oh, yeah, no plane tickets. Way too much money to give away. I think WestJet's having a sale right now, though.
Oh, WestJet sale!
Yeah, but our phones heard us say that, so now they're just going to jack the prices.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah. So, speaking of jack the prices, should we jack up our opponents on card draw? I don't know.
Ooh, I want to tell one thing real quick. It is Magic related. This is a Magic related thing.
Sure. Did we talk about Sidewalk Slam? We did, eh?
Sidewalk Slam forever? Yeah, we did.
You better frickin' watch it forever.
A few days ago.
Yes.
Actually, I guess there's two things. One of them, the Lady of Otaria card. Maybe it'll be on the screen right now. Remember that one? She's the Lady Under the Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, there's the Legends card, Lady Under the Mountain? That's totally her, except now she's out from under the mountain. And the reason she's dwarf-themed is because that's where dwarves live, is under the mountain. It makes perfect sense.
Did you come up with that by yourself, or is that, confirmed?
I came up with that by myself. But it's totally the thing. It's 100% the truth, because she's one of those cards that's a Legend Revisited.
Yep.
So, who was she?
I don't know.
Lady Under the Mountain. And then the dwarf thing just makes sense. So, cool. Yeah. And the other thing I figured we could talk about before we flip over to cards is actually related to this deck. The Sheoldred the Apocalypse. The OG art where she's a great big bug. Okay?
Yeah. Like the OG art from Dominaria United. Not the OST of G art from Phyrexia whatever.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
I am so convinced that I have seen that before, except it's because it's moving and it's this person and she's got a big bug body and she has this writhing mass of these bladed body segments behind her.
Yep.
And I'm so convinced that I've seen that somewhere other than on this card. And I think it might be one of those moments where this art's just really vivid and I'm bringing it to life in my mind because it's really good.
Yep.
But anybody in CCO Nation, if you have the same recollection as I, please let me know where you heard it or saw it so that I know that I'm not just with an overactive imagination, because I'm sure I've seen that somewhere before.
I got a couple thoughts regarding that.
Okay.
Chris Ran, I'm not sure, is the artist.
Did a great job.
Chris Ran, yeah.
Good on you, man.
Great. And has done many Magic the Gathering cards in the past.
Okay.
So maybe that art style or his exact use of color or style or lighting is maybe this piece is invoking his style in your mind.
Maybe.
That could be a thing.
It could be.
Also,
Could be.
this picture, the background is similarly colored to some of Massacre Worm's arts, and there's a couple of those. So that could be a thing.
Okay.
And also Worm Coil. That could be a thing. So you could be getting some hints of Massacre Worm or Worm Coil with that background and like the different kind of loops of her body.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. I didn't imagine her as a giant worm. I imagined her as like a giant kind of bug exoskeleton with a human on it instead of a humanoid figure on it instead of a head. And I like this art because it looks like it's coiling behind her like she's a giant worm. Gives a sense of size to her, hey?
Yeah. Very epic.
Without like tilting the camera way up, like
Yeah.
we're standing at her feet and looking up like an upskirt on her.
Yeah.
Which would be creepy because she's got bug parts instead of lady parts.
Yeah.
Or dude parts, whatever you're into. This gives her a sense of size because we can see more of her. That's cool.
Now that we've done the actual art question, let's ask the CCO art question. Because she has so much of a human-esque body, like right down to the hips,
Well,
right? Like I'll bet you behind that little frill there at the top, that's where her butt is, or where her human butt
or
would
is her
be.
butt way down the
So
line?
does she poop like way off in the horizon there?
I
or does
think
she
so.
poop like onto herself?
No, she would
Right?
poop way off in the horizon. Her poop would sail off into the sunset.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Imagine if she had the same kind of garbage guts that I do and she ate Taco Bell. Can you imagine
yeah.
how long that would take?
Don't let the sun go down on your taco.
Right?
That sounds like an Elton John song. He'd be singing at the Queen's funeral. Ooh, too soon, too soon.
Never. Should we switch over to some cards?
Let's say whose deck this is. This is Jawfreak Arsehole's deck. I want to say that's Jeffrey Castle is the real name.
Oh yeah, that's definitely yes.
so.
That's the name.
Man, we give out CCO nicknames with the distinct intention to remember who you are, and your nickname very memorable to us.
Man, I like
The
good
name it's
nicknames.
based on 7 out of 10
at best.
at best. Let's flip over some cards and do this freaking awesome deck.
Let's do it. All right, so we're back. So we've got Sheoldred. We're drawing cards. They're drawing cards. We're death touching. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh baby! Now
Should we just start at the top
Now,
of the things? And
let's start where we normally start to paint the picture that this deck is actually built with sound fundamentals and will work.
okay.
Mana rocks, removal, the regular stuff. Let's get it out of the way.
Okay, so for rocks and rituals, we got the Arcane Signet, a Cabal Ritual, a Dark Ritual, a Lotus Petal, a Rain of Filth. That means each land you control has sacrificed this land, add black to your mana pool until end of turn.
Yep.
That's a cool card. Scourge Familiar, Sol Ring, Thought Vessel.
Now, very important, very, very important that Scourge Familiar is highlighted. Discard a card, make a black mana. It's a 3/2 for 5 with flying. Discard a card, make black.
Yes.
Very important.
Very good.
Also important, Cabal Ritual. If you have Threshold, it makes 5 black mana.
Very good.
So you could Cabal Ritual into your Scourge Familiar off of like a Swamp and a Lotus Petal, right?
Yeah.
Swamp for turn, Lotus Petal that I drew while I'm doing my thing. Remember, this is a combo deck. Swamp, Scourge Familiar, Cabal Ritual for 5, Scourge Familiar, discard my entire hand of, 80 cards, make 80 mana.
Yeah.
Joke's on everybody, though, because you know what we're not using? Exsanguinate. Yeah, no, not today, rookie. Those are rookie moves. We've got to pump those moves up. Got to pump those cards up. So very important. Rain of Filth, sacrifice a swamp, get black mana. We're going all in.
Yeah.
And I don't see Culling the Weak. That's black, sacrifice a creature as an additional cost, make 4 black again. And we want ways to sacrifice Sheoldred, and we'll talk about why in a few minutes.
Okay, let's do some removal next.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the swamp doublers first, because these are kind of rituals as well and very important. We've got Extraplanar Lens and Snow-Covered Swamps.
Yep.
Sure. Cryptghast and Nirkana Revenant, those are mana doublers.
Meh.
And then we've got a Bubbling Muck. It's a sorcery for black that until end of turn, whenever a player taps a swamp, it makes an additional black.
It's High Tide, but black.
It's Black Tide.
Yeah.
Blytide.
Yeah, that also.
High Blide. Sure.
I like Blytide better.
Blytide.
Yeah, I like that one better.
Yes. So we've got all that. We've got Jet Medallion, Immortal Sun, Crick, Son of Yawgmoth, which lets us pay life to make black mana, essentially.
Yeah.
Very important. Cloud Key, which is a cost reducer for whatever we want. And the brand new Defiler of Flesh.
You're going to see those Defilers a lot.
Yes.
If you've opened one, hang on to it because it's going to pay you some dividends later on.
Yeah, this guy's going to look sick with a altered art extension on our Facebook page that you can bid on Thursdays. Oh, pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Essentially, it makes your black pips cost 2 life, just like Crick does.
Yes.
So those are all the ways that I think we make mana, right?
Is Defiler of Flesh the worst of the 5 because Crick exists? Because they all, you know what I mean? They already had a really good way of doing that. So rather than give black 2 really good ways of doing that, they gave him here's a card with some really cool art with kind of a marginal ability. Because you already have pay 2 for a black at home.
Oh, good meme reference.
Yes.
Yeah, good meme reference.
Except it's better when you get it home. It's like, oh yeah, this is a better card.
I don't know. I guess so. Well, what else does Defiler of Flesh do? Whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains menace until end of turn.
It's fine. It's not bad.
If we made a ton of mana and had Defiler of Flesh out, or had a ton of life, which we might, from drawing cards and gaining life, that could maybe give Sheoldred enough buff. If we draw 50 cards in one turn and cast 50 cards, we could have enough +1s on Sheoldred just to gank someone. Just to Taco Bell poop on them.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's fine, but I don't know. Crick's probably better. What?
Yes.
Crick does the same thing to himself, though.
Yes, but it's permanent.
Whenever you cast a black spell.
Yeah.
Put a +1/+1 counter on Crick, so he could gank somebody by himself.
Yes.
What if we had both? Gank 2 people.
Anyhow, now let's do some removal.
Sure.
We've got Damnation. Everybody knows that. That's Wrath of God. We have Ritual of Soot, which is for Damnation mana, you kill all the things that cost 3 or less.
Yep.
Font of Agonies, whenever you pay life for something, you put that many blood counters on Font of Agonies, then you can pay black 1, remove 4 counters from the font to destroy target creature. Languish, which is black 2 to give all creatures -4/-4 until end of turn, and No Mercy, which is an enchantment for black 2. Whenever a creature successfully deals damage to you, destroy it.
Oh, that's a gooder.
That's a good card.
You know what I like about Font of Agony, about Ritual of Soot and Languish, is they don't get Sheoldred.
Yeah.
And they might not get your Defiler or your Crick.
Man.
Which is good reasons to include those cards.
Yes.
Because they get tokens and probably lots of different commanders and stuff that might chip-ins or elves or merfolks or whatever you're fighting against, but they don't get your stuff, which is important. Okay. Tutors. We've got Vamp and Deet.
Yep.
Demonic and Vampiric. We've got an extraplanar lens in here for the spice calculator. I didn't count this.
Expedition map.
Oh yeah, what did I say? Lens.
Yeah, you said
I was looking
lens.
at lens when I meant expedition map. Do
I
you count it?
I think that's a ramp card.
I think it's a ramp card because it finds you your Cabal Coffers, Nykthos, your Urborg, Reliquary Tower. Might need that.
Yeah.
Cabal Stronghold, which is like Cabal Coffers number 2.
Yes. I think there's somebody out there going, but tutoring for the best land is just... Well, yeah, but for our purposes, I think that tutoring for land is tutoring for land.
Yeah. Do you count like crop rotation as a ramp card or a tutor card?
I think it's a ramp card.
I think it's a ramp card unless you're playing it in like a lands deck where you can get like a Mazavith, a Gaia's Cradle, or a Bajuka Bog. And then you're tutoring for like what problem you want to solve.
Yeah, which is, I don't want to say it's corner case because lands decks are everywhere, but I mean, that's some minutiae that we are not equipped to deal with here on Commander Cookout Podcast.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, but you know what? I've got the card in front of me that we never remember the name of. Frickin' Deserted Temple. untaps a land. You pay 1, tap it to untap target land. That's a mana doubler for your Cabal coffers.
Oh,
That's a good ass card. That's the one that Joe always sneaks onto the corner, and he's got a little sticky note on the side of his computer screen to like remind him what the card is. We got you, Joe.
Oh, finally. So where should we talk about this card?
Let's do.
Or should we talk about something else?
Should we do Sheoldred?
Yeah,
because this is what I asked for. Do you remember the other day?
I sure do.
I asked for somebody to send us a deck list with Sheoldred that has all the draw 2 lose 2s in the game.
Yeah, and we got it.
We got a cut above because we got the draw 2s, the draw 3s, the draw 4s, and a combo deck.
And the draw 5. There is a draw 5 as well. Pay 5, draw 5, lose 5. We got it, baby.
And there's draw 4, lose half your life. Oh man, fantastic.
So all of the cards that I'm about to read to you are some variation of draw some cards, lose some life. Is that a fair assessment? Like every card here does that?
Yes.
And some of them have some other benefits, effects. We can talk about those at the end after I've read them all.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Because some of them are special and some of them are target player, which is important.
So if you're watching on YouTube, pay attention to the screen because we're going to go fairly quick. We got Ambition's Cost, Ancient Craving, Blood Pact, Cruel Bargain, Dark Deal, Eldritch Pact, Foreboding Fruit, Hoarder's Greed, Infernal Contract, Invoke Despair, Live Fast, Necrologia, Night's Whisper, Pain's Reward, Painful Lessons, Peer into the Abyss, Promise of Power, Read the Bones, Sign in Blood, no Necropotence.
No Necropotence because that's not a card draw. That's
yes.
exile the top card of your library at end of turn, put it into your hand.
This is so good, though.
It is good. It is good, but we do have target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard in Eldritch Pact.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good with Blood Pet, when we're like, I'm just going to discard 40 cards, and I'm going to draw 40 cards because I made 40 freaking mana with not Blood Pet.
Familiar.
Scourge Familiar. Yeah. Okay. So that was one. Promise of Power actually has Entwine.
Yep.
So it's draw 5, lose 5, or put an XX Black Demon creature token onto the battlefield where X is the number of cards in your hand.
So you can make just a savage beater on the turn you've drawn a billion turns.
See, draw 40 and then draw 5 more, lose 5 more.
Yeah.
And make 40-40. Or 45-45. That's good. You can do both if you entwine it for like 7 trillion mana, but we've already discussed that we will have that.
Yeah. Peer into the Abyss, you can play with Sheoldred out to just insta-kill somebody. It just kills them because they draw half their deck and lose half their life. Then they take 2 damage for each card that they've drawn, which will kill them.
Yep.
Probably. If they don't, that's a problem.
But just wait. We're not even talking about killing our opponents yet. Let's still talk about killing us. I still want to talk about killing us because you know what? I hate life.
So you want to talk about Necrologia?
Hell yeah, brother. You can only cast it during your end step. Don't care. It's 5 mana, black, 3, instant speed.
Ooh.
Instant speed.
It's a sorcery you can only cast during your end step. Like you have to jump through another hoop to make the card.
What is this, Portal 3 Kingdoms?
I was going to say, what is this, a white card?
When you cast it, as an additional cost to cast it, you pay any amount of life.
Any amount.
AKA all of it. All of it down to 0. And people, real savvy people are going to be like, what are they up to, those fucks? What are they doing? And not so savvy people, you just wait. Just wait.
Yep.
Just wait. Draw cards equal to the life paid this way. Ooh, baby. Okay, so we go to 0. Okay, we're going to sit at 0 for a while, but we're going to talk about other stuff instead of talking to how we're going to.
Well, we're not going to sit at 0 for very long with that because we're going to.
No, I mean in this podcast episode.
Oh, okay.
We're just going to. That's the cliffhanger.
Oh,
we're going to sit at 0 life, and they're going to be like, "What are you talking about?" And then we're going to move on to the big card draw and the value card draw section. Because all those 19 draws and loses, not enough. Not enough. We need value and we need big draw. We've got Underworld Dreams. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to that player. So that's like
little mini Sheoldred.
Yeah, if you got this and Sheoldred out at the same time, it bolts them instead of shocks them.
No, I'm not sure if our boy
Joffrey
Assbot has the additions that he owns on all the cards.
Huh?
Clearly the worst Underworld Dreams art represented in the deck list online.
Oh,
in
yeah?
my opinion.
From Theros Beyond Death?
Yep, I think
Do
that's...
you like the Legends one?
That's a lot, though. I actually like the 10th edition one with like the eyeball trees.
Yeah.
I really like that one. And you don't have to like that one. That's just a aesthetic critique.
Yeah.
But I think that you can do better than this one.
Oh, I got it. No aesthetic shaming in the nation.
That's not shaming, that's critiquing. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And besides, I just called him ass butt.
Yeah, I was going to say something about cutting the grass, making the tree look taller. But sure.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Sedgemoor Witch is the next one. It's got Ward, pay 3 life, and it's got
Jeez.
Menace, 3/2 for 3. It's got Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. Then when it dies, you gain a life.
That's neat.
Yeah, because we're going to cast lots of stuff.
Yep.
And I think this is in the value section because sometimes you just need blockers that you don't give a crap about.
Well, sometimes you're gonna get a thing for doing the thing you're doing anyway. That's what value is.
Yes, very much so. And what's great about this is when they die, you gain a life. And then we can straight pay that right back into Necrologia or whatever draw, lose combination we have in our hand.
So we're gonna gain a bunch of life from drawing a bunch of cards. So naturally, we're playing Bowl Ass's Citadel.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, we
Oh
are.
yeah, instead of this, dude.
It has my favorite ability on it, so I automatically like this card.
You can look at the top card at any time.
You could stop right there.
Fantastic.
This card is amazing.
Fantastic in combo decks.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic in general.
Sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. Also good with those pests we just talked about. But
We gain 10 life and just wreck somebody's whole ass.
all of our opponents' whole asses.
Yeah.
Because it's each opponent.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go. But the main reason is whenever you may play the top card of your library and you can pay life equal to its converted mana cost instead of its real mana cost.
Dang.
So Sign in Blood now is like, I'll pay 2, draw 2, lose 2. But the 2 I'm paying, life.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then gain 4 because Sheoldred. So I'll just sign a blood for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that part. I don't care about that part, but it's gravy, pure gravy, pure gravy.
Well, it's the more after 2, I think you're netting yourself life.
You know what we need? You
What?
know what we need? We need Endless Horizons, but in black. So we can just take all the swamps out of the deck. Start over with making swamps or not having swamps at all. That's what I want. Okay,
man.
next up, Teferi's Puzzle Box.
I love this card in this deck.
Yeah, give it a read.
So Teferi's Puzzle Box is an artifact for 4. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player puts the cards from their hand on the bottom of their library in any order, then draws that many cards. So for us, we're going to get a new hand and gain a bunch of life, and for them, they're going to get a new hand and lose a bunch of life.
Draws that many cards.
Yeah.
This could just be a win condition.
Yeah.
This could be a win condition. Oh, man. We're going to draw those cards. What if we have 40 cards in our hand?
Well, then we're going to gain 80 life.
We're just going to go up 80
Yep.
and just gank somebody.
Yep.
Oh, man. Fantastic.
And what if they're at 40?
This card is going to stop us from losing the game if we have 0 cards in our library and 80 cards in our hand.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'll just be like, I guess I'll just put them on the freaking drum again. I got 80 cards in my library. Oh, fantastic.
Now, you might have a problem doing that if you have an Alhammarit's Archive.
Yeah, probably won't. Probably won't. Whenever you gain life, gain twice. Whenever you draw a card, draw twice.
Yeah, except for the first card you draw in each of your draw steps.
Oh,
So your first draw, you only get 1. But each additional draw, you would draw 2.
cool.
So if you had a Howling Mine, you would draw 1, and then you would draw 2. For a total of 3.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some more. There's a couple more draw spells. Let's get them out of the
Yeah,
way quick.
this is we're getting into the business end of the deck though, because these sacrifices, very important, because at some point you need to sacrifice Sheoldred.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll talk about why that is in a second. So read these there's 4 of these.
Okay, so the sack draw category, we have Altar's Reap, which is an instant for 2 as an additional cost. Sack a creature, that's a commonality through all these cards. Just draw 2 cards. Deadly Respite, sack something, draw 2, get a treasure token. Reckoner's Bargain, sack something. Gain life equal to the sacrificed something's mana value, draw 2 cards. Village Rites, sack something, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, so as an additional cost, you sacrifice. So even if this card is countered, additional cost means that you pay it as part of determining the card's total cost to cast.
So one of the very important things that this card is supposed to do, it will always do.
And it will always get Sheoldred.
That's pretty cool.
That's very important that is the case. That is the case because Sheoldred, whenever you draw a card, you gain a life. Or you gain 2 life, I mean. And we'll have to see if that's important. Now, do we want to go to backup win conditions or do we want to go on the butt stuff that makes the deck run?
Let's do the backup win conditions first. We'll just get them out of the way.
Okay, but these are very important, and I think more often than not will actually be the real win condition.
Yes. So we have an Aetherflux Reservoir.
C, drawing 80 cards and ganking everyone.
Yeah.
Because you're going to gain 160 life if you draw 80 cards.
Yeah, we've said several things about Aetherflux. We'll keep going. Marauding Blight Priest.
Marauding Blight Priest.
Marauding Butt Priest.
Sure.
I like that.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. C, drawing 80 cards, gaining 80 life, everybody dies.
Professor Onyx.
Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the same thing that what we've been doing. +1, lose a life, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Sure, that's okay with...
It's fine.
That's a combo kind of enabler card drawer.
You're getting cards.
-3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control.
Protects yourself.
That's good. And then a -8, each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. That's fine. We're playing it for the caster copying an instant or sorcery, and each opponent loses a life, 2 life, which is cool.
Yeah, we have a Psychosis Crawler.
Draw a card, lose a life.
Pretty standard in card draw combo decks. And the last one is Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses that much life.
So whenever we draw a card, which we're going to do quite often, everybody's going to lose 2.
Yeah, I think that this section probably is fairly common among Sheoldred decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine because your deck needs ways to win. And your combo deck, I'm always a fan of having 2 or 3 or 5 extra ways to win in your combo decks in case they get disrupted, in case they're glass cannons, in case you have, 0 cards in your freaking library. In case you're at 0 life, that cliffhanger, remember?
Yep.
Let's come back to it.
Okay, so we're going. This is the last section of the deck too.
Man, we flew through this.
Well, that's what happens when you play a deck that plays 19 of the same card.
Butt stuff, lich stuff. I might have to pull up the old errata text here for lich.
Okay. Well, we'll do that one last. Let's do the lich ones last. We'll do these other 3 first here. I'll get them while you're pulling up some errata text so we can actually tell people what these cards do.
Oh man, read the artifact one first.
Platinum Angel.
Who plays that?
He's it is a flying angel 4/4 for 7. You can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game.
And it's like real cute, guys. You put yourself to 0 and you have a platinum angel. Oldest trick in the book. What is this, 2001? Yeah, well, shut up.
Yeah. Yes.
Stunning reversal. I played this in a Traxable in 2018.
Sick.
Yep.
Stunning Reversal is an instant for black 3. The next time you would lose the game, instead, you draw 7 cards and your life total becomes 1. Then you exile it. Now, keeping in mind, if you have Sheoldred out, you're going to draw 7 cards and your life total is going to become, 15?
Yes.
Which is much better.
That is, if we have any cards in our library.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I don't know about that yet.
Repay in Kind is a sorcery for black 5. Each player's life total becomes the lowest life total among all players. So we're at 0. Y'all are dead. There it is.
Get bent, you fuck. How do we live at 0 life, though? What kind of existence must we have? Who must we become?
We would become, Ryan, a lich.
A lich.
And when you become a lich, and this is fairly close to real life, when you become a lich by paying black, you lose all your life.
Oh, baby. Okay, let me read the errata on lich.
No, wait, let me read the real one first.
Okay.
And then you can tell people what it actually does. Because this is fun. So, lose all life, period. If you gain life later in the game, instead draw one card from your library for each life, period. For each point of damage you suffer, you may destroy one of your cards in play, period. Creatures destroyed in this way cannot be regenerated, period. You lose if this enchantment is destroyed or if you suffer a point of damage without sending a card to the graveyard. Finite. So what the fuck does that even do? Tell him, Ryan.
Lich. Black, enchantment.
Yes.
As Lich enters the battlefield, you lose life equal to your life total.
Nice.
What the fuck? So your life total goes to 0.
What's that card where whenever you lose life, your opponents lose that much life? Why don't we play that? And then just play Lich and win.
I know, like, Wound Reflection is opponents lose life equal to the life they've lost this turn.
I was sure there was one that...
Pain Magnification?
No, that makes you discard cards. I was sure there was a card where whenever you lose life, your opponents lose that much life.
Put it
Somebody
in.
loses
Cut
that
a
much life.
basic. CCO, the CCO mantra. Cut a basic.
There it is.
Okay, your life total becomes 0.
Okay.
Lich. Okay. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, we're a Lich. If you would gain life, draw that many cards instead.
Ooh.
So we can't gain life.
Right.
We draw cards instead. That's a replacement effect.
Yes.
So when... Just wait, there's more. I have to continue reading Lich still. If you're dealt damage, sacrifice that many non-token permanents.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't need to just be creatures. Sacrifice that many non-token permanents. That could be land.
That means you can't sack those pests that you're making.
Oh, yeah.
That's important to note.
If you can't do that, you lose. When Lich is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you lose.
Yeah.
That is to say, I'm reading the negative text here. If I can exile Lich and I have life, I don't lose. If I bounce Lich and I have life, I don't lose.
But you won't have life because you're not allowed to have life.
If I would gain life, draw that many cards.
Yes, you will not. You
that's
will
right.
never have life.
What if I have life gain on the stack, Teferi's protection myself, life gain resolves?
Life total can't change with Tef's protection.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, this is not the puzzle we're solving. The puzzle we're solving is how do we win when we have 0 life in Lich? Okay. You draw that many cards instead of gaining life. So, I've got Sign in Blood in hand, Lich, and Sheoldred on the battlefield.
Is the new one if you would lose life or if you would take damage? Those things are different.
The new one?
Yeah.
Like Lich's
this-
Mastery?
no, this thing
Or
here.
the errata on Lich.
the errata
The
on Lich.
errata on Lich is if you would gain life, draw that many cards instead.
Oh yeah, you can still eat shit. Okay, I get you.
Sheoldred and Lich and Sign in Blood. I draw 2, lose 2, and then Sheoldred says I would gain 2.
But instead you will draw 2.
Draw 2. So in that case, Lich or my Sign in Blood would be draw 4.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, technically you do go into the negative on life, but like when you're at 0, 0 and negative 1,000 are the same.
Are the same because if Lich goes away, I die.
Right.
Exactly. So Lich makes it. So Sheoldred's bonus is a better bonus.
And this card is just oozing with flavor, and I love it. Damn it! This is a Lich card, man.
Yes.
This goes back to the day when, like, we're the Planeswalker, we the player are the Planeswalker, and this Jason and Johnny bullshit, and now we're also a Lich. That is fucking cool.
So I got another one here. We also have Lich's Mastery. This one, black, 3 legendary enchantment with hexproof. Ooh.
So, for those of you that say power creep has never existed, let's talk about Lich's Mastery.
I don't know.
it's
It costs 6. You can't compare apples to apples because the mana cost is different and they actually do different things. This does a different thing. So check this out. Hexproof.
Okay.
You can't lose the game. That's
Okay.
different. That's
It's not different. It's better.
Whatever. Okay, let's keep reading it. If you would gain life, draw that many cards. This one lets us gain life and draw the cards.
Yeah.
So
that's not. It's better.
But let's break down what that means. Okay? Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards.
Right.
So if we've got Lich's Mastery out and we sign in blood to draw 2, we would gain 4 life and then we would draw 4 cards. Then we would gain 16 life and then we would draw 16 cards. And then we would gain 32 life and then we would draw 32 cards. You see,
Yes.
you see why we would need to sacrifice our Sheoldred at instant speed now.
Well, who cares? You can't lose the game.
But if you're, I guess if you draw your entire library and then you have no more cards to draw, but you can't lose the game, you're not creating an infinite loop.
Correct.
Right? Okay, so let's continue reading Lich's Mastery.
Because there's still 2 more paragraphs on it.
Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life you lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or your graveyard.
So that's not different. It's not the same. It's better.
When Lich's Mastery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game.
That's the same.
Yeah. It's worse because you can't bounce it. You can't bounce this and still win. With Lich, you could bounce regular Lich and not die, like if you had a Platinum Angel.
Sure.
Yeah. So we draw and lose but gain. Draw and lose but gain. Draw and lose but gain.
Yeah.
And we go up a crazy amount of life, or we draw our entire deck and put ourselves at 0 when we find a Necrologia, or we pay our half our life twice, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we repay in kind those poor saps that are that are our opponents.
Yes.
I think that's so fantastic. I think that is so fantastic. And not only did I get the deck submitted that I asked for, it turned out it was a dirty freaking combo deck that uses Lich. I think that's so fantastic.
I like Lich a lot. That's a cool ass card. Man.
Again, CCO Nation fails to disappoint.
Yes.
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 I used 2 negatives there.
Yes.
2 negatives in the nation make a positive.
No, I guess we should, because why have we never played Lich before? What is this Lich? I've never heard of Lich. It's an old ass card that costs about 7,000 Canadian dollars.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's important to note.
If you want a limited edition alpha or beta one, you're looking at like, Scryfall doesn't even have prices. Like a beta one is €500. If you want
that's like $1,000.
if you want an unlimited one, it's 130. If you want a collector's or an international edition one, it's like $50.
Yeah.
So they're pretty hard to find. Lich's Mastery is in Dominaria.
Yep.
It was like a fixed Lich. Everything that Lich was supposed to be, but it was scabbed on and scabbed together with errata text to make it kind of work.
Yeah.
Lich's Mastery is the version that actually works how like modern game designing principles work.
They could have just made it so you couldn't gain the life. I think that instead balanced Lich lots.
Yeah.
I think,
In this
personally.
deck, Lich and Lich's Mastery do the same thing by keeping us alive when our life total goes down to 0. And then we repay in kind.
By keeping us alive when we're dead.
But Lich's Mastery just freaking dirty combos with our commander by accident. So let's hit him with some classic CCO here.
Okay.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Dirty combo deck, my favorite kind.
Yes.
But I'm gonna go back and forth here. Strength, weakness, okay?
Okay.
You follow me? Capiche? Yeah. Okay. Combos, but not that fast.
No.
I mean, so let's look at the next one. Not too expensive other than that Lich,
right.
But Lich's Mastery's better, right? And a couple tutors if we want to go fast. But if we want to go all in, money.
Yeah.
Money. Gimme.
Yeah.
Mana rocks and like everything, right?
Yeah, it's the same.
Mono black is like, hey, tutors and fast mana. Let's do it. We can do anything. We're mono black.
Yeah, if you want your mono black deck to go faster and be more, what's the word? consistent,
Yep.
that costs money.
Yeah. But that's Magic in
Yeah,
general.
that's how Magic works. Yeah.
Maybe you can make it more control-y instead of spending money.
Yeah.
Like if you don't care about how fast it goes, you just want to play Lich.
Black has 10 or 15 more sweepers you could play. This deck doesn't play a lot of creatures, which is one of the weaknesses. Because if let's say somebody resolves a Narset, now you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because now you're fucked.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so the other thing I thought too is keeping it slower like this with no fast mana. This is a positive. Is it's better for casual metas.
Yeah.
You're not trying to lich and combo as fast as possible.
What's the fastest? You could probably do like what, turn 1? Well, no, you could do turn 1 Defiler of Flesh with not a ton of difficulty into Lich immediately on turn 1.
I suppose you could.
That's
yeah.
a thing you could definitely do.
That's cool.
And then
then on turn 2 Necrologia, turn 3 you Repay in Kind.
Yeah.
That's probably good, hey?
Yeah.
It's probably pretty good.
So this deck does have this deck can turn 1 with more consistency than my Muxus deck can.
I don't know about that. But if you tuned it, but I don't know, makes it less good for casual metas where you're just trying to be a killing machine instead of trying to be fun and play Lich and like show off some rules prowess, right?
Yeah.
Sacking in response and sacking down to 0 swamps with your bubbling muck to try and win, going all in. Like that's fun Magic.
Yeah.
Right? If you're just trying to be a killing machine with 87 mana rocks and 26 land, right? That's not as fun. For casual metas.
Agreed, yeah.
When you're trying to do that against a competitive pod, still fun.
Yeah, do it.
So nobody at me and say I hate CEDH. You can pound sand.
Yeah, but like if you wanted to, like this deck would be, I don't want to say better, but like more powerful and super strong if you cut like Arcane Signet and Mana Vessel or Thought Vessel and put in Mana Crypt and Mana Vault.
Yeah,
away you go.
There you go.
Yeah, and I mean again, that's money, but still this deck is stout enough and strong. That's a strength. It's stout enough and strong enough where you could make it go real fast, real easy.
Yeah. Okay, budget section. $685 deck, as is.
A third of that is Lich.
Yeah. You know what? I put a note here. There is a lot of cards in the $10 to $20 range. And those are the Cabal coffers. Those are the Cricks and the
Lotus Petals.
Lotus Petal. Yeah, I had it organized by price, but like Vampiric Demonic Tutor, that's like $80, $90 right there. Yeah. No Mercy is a $50 card. Damnation, $20. Like lots of cards in this deck just cost money.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to take the easy way out and
well, even Sheoldred herself is like still pretty expensive. Yeah.
And Jet Medallion and what's the fishbowl one? Ether Flux is expensive, right? So lots of things add up to just make this deck lots of money.
It's hard to pinpoint. Like you could cut the tutors and like get your spice rating up or if you wanted to, but a lot of the, I hate saying this word, but the kind of stapley black stuff that's just in the deck to protect you and keep you alive.
Yep.
Unfortunately, those things have found a stable price point that is higher than I think a lot of people like. Yeah. But unfortunately, that is the world that we live in.
Man, you know what I want to do so bad? I want to draw my whole deck with Necrologia or Lich's Mastery and Sign in Blood. And then I want to put out the guy that I can discard a card to make a black. What's his name again?
Skirk Familiar.
Scourge Familiar.
Whatever his name is.
And then I want to cast a Professor Onyx and then just start paying life and dumping cards. And I just want to do that.
You know what I want to do?
What do you want?
I want to wait for you to draw your whole entire card, your whole entire deck, and then kill Lich. Scourge Familiar on the stack, disenchant.
Oh,
that's what I want.
Oh, can we make Lich and Lich's Mastery cards of the week?
Card of the week.
Cards of the week or card of the weeks?
I think that we could probably do Lich's Mastery. I don't think Lich is a fair pick.
Well, I'll tell you something, Brando.
Okay.
Tell you something.
Tell me.
If you haven't used CCO Perks promo code yet, you can go to FusionGamingOnline.com.
You're kidding me.
And they've got a collector's edition Lich and an unlimited Lich in stock, and you can get 10% kickback on that.
Ooh.
And if you want to use CCO Spring promo code on that, you can get 5% off that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, they got a lich, and I want to buy it. Save me from becoming a lich.
I shan't. Although being a lich would suck, man. Like, you always got to look after a piece of furniture for, like, ever. Like, you have a bauble that you just can't get rid of. And what if you get bored of it? And you smell all the time, and animals hate you. There's so many downsides to being a lich.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're immortal and stuff, but, like, some of the downsides are pretty serious. And there's a lot of misanthropic people out there that are like, yeah, I don't... But, like, you can't even have a dog or a fish or a cat.
Can't even have a fish?
No, they hate you.
Oh.
Yeah, living things hate liches, like, by default. It's built into their DNA. That's why all their friends are zombies or not.
Or not their friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, being a lich sucks, man. I would not want to be a lich.
Well, you know what does not suck?
Tell me.
Spice calculator.
Oh, the spice calculator.
Baby. 498 Sheoldred the Apocalypse decks on EDHREC.com already.
As of the point of this recording, she's only been out for a day.
Yeah. 27th among mono black commanders already.
I don't even know where that puts her. I forgot to bring out the page.
Average mana value of the deck, not including lands, 3.59.
That's about where you want to be.
That's casual.
That's casual
If you
where you're gonna be.
you dropped some of those expensive win con type cards and added mana rocks to power out lich combos faster, and then just used a tighter or more efficient type of win con. Yeah. Shout out to Jim from Spike Feeders. Remember he played a lich deck when we were in Vegas?
Yeah.
And he's a lich player, and that's like a CEDH deck of his, or fringe CEDH. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But it's good. It's like a real pimp deck. He's talked about it on his show lots.
Oh, cool.
Super cool. Yeah. Okay. Tutors in the deck, 2. If we're not counting Expo map.
Which we're not.
Number of dedicated win cons. This is where I struggled. Is it 2, 3, 4? Right? Like we could win by casting spells with Onyx. We could win by gaining or losing life with Marauding Blight Priest and Vito Thorn of the Dusk Rose. We could win with Aetherflux, casting spells and gaining life. We could win with Bolus's Citadel. Like, we could win by sign and blooding somebody if they're at 2.
None of that counts. That is too ethereal.
Okay.
Because by those tokens, every single creature is a win condition.
Yes.
And this deck can't win by attacking with creatures.
That's right.
It won't. Yes, it has some beaters that you can bring out.
Yes, you could Sheoldred or Promise of Power with Defiler of Black or whatever.
But, like...
you know what? I might count that.
Would you count that?
You know what? I'm going to set it at 4 just to see what the Spice Calculator says. I'm going to set it at 4 because I think when we count up the EDH Rec matches, we're going to see lots of sameness. And I want to give the deck a shot.
Sure.
Okay. And when we do count up all of the matches from EDHREC.com, those are cards that are, I guess, not matches. These are cards that are different than Sheoldred's stock page. When you just click on Sheoldred and go into her page, our deck from Joffrey Arshole, 20 of our cards are different than what the stock page shows. Ooh. 20 cards only. And that's why I was like, yeah, we should probably count this myriad of win cons or things that we can kill our opponents with as different.
Sheoldred, in the manner that we have built her, or our boy Joffrey has built her, runs into what we call on the show and in the nation the Zada effect, where you want to play every card of a certain effect, and there's only so many of them, but you got to jam them all, so it hurts your spice rating.
Yeah, very much so. I did see a bunch of cards in the stock list that aren't in ours, which would be very good, but I do appreciate, like, Repay in Kind being in there, or some weird thing that you don't normally see.
Yeah, Lich combo is not in the standard Sheoldred deck, which is why this one is super cool.
So we punch it all into the spice calculator with 4 win cons listed, and we get a spice rating of 56.2.
That's really good.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
That's pretty dang good.
Good as hell.
If Sheoldred wanted to be a doctor, and she needs a 50 to pass and get her degree,
she could be performing surgery on you right now.
Making you into a lich.
Are they? No, they're not liches. The Phyrexians are alive, aren't they?
I don't know how it works.
Alive?
I don't know the metaphysics of it. Like, to be a completed Phyrexian in the traditional, like, old Phyrexia sense, you're completed when none of your body has flesh remaining. So are you alive?
Well, by that token, lots of people who are completed aren't, because they still have flesh. That's how they're sleeper agents, man. They got flesh on them like the Terminator.
Yeah. Sleeper agents are different. They're not completed.
They say completed right on the card.
Completed sleeper agent?
No, a Johnny completed. He still has flesh.
Yes, but he's completed as per the new Phyrexia definition of completed.
Okay,
Yeah.
They're changing it up. I get it.
Changing it up. It's like the Old Testament and New Testament.
They're changing the rules on us.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes,
Lousy rotten scum.
Do Old and New Testaments have different rules? Shouldn't we all just be kind to each other?
That's what I thought. But you never know.
Yeah. Philology. No, not philology.
Theology.
Theology Cookout Podcast.
Yep.
TCO. Yeah, that sounds like something I would take to...
Maybe if we keep doing that, the Christian Coalition Outreach will finally give us our email address. Finally.
I wonder if it's still active or if they closed it. I should try and set it up.
We should try and get that.
Yeah. CCO podcast at gmail.com rings off the tongue a lot better.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, big thanks to Joffrey Asshole for sending the deck in. I loved it. I would totally build it if I didn't have a mono black zombie deck that did sort of graveyard combo stuff already. I would totally build this.
This is the kind of deck where I like to theorize about it. Like when I was reading through it all this morning, I was like, man, I would like to play this. Yep. I would like to. I want to be at a table where somebody else is playing it in another pod, so I can just watch it.
Yeah, very much. Somebody who's really savvy with it too, that knows exactly all the subtle little intricacies of how Lich works and when it's good, when it's not. Like somebody who really knows how to pilot. That's why I shouted out Jim, because he's got a Lich deck.
Yeah.
Right? And this is kind of like a trophy deck that you would get all foiled out. It's my Lich combo deck. I'm super awesome. I got this Lich combo deck.
Yeah.
And you never play it, but it's kind of like the trophy deck that you show people. And you sit down maybe once every 6 months to play with other trophy decks.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I do like that about this deck a lot, and I think that's something really cool. Yeah. It's something that I would like to see, and like, if somebody were to bling it all up and be real proud of it, that'd be neat too.
I feel like this deck, it reminds me, or it invokes in my mind your Muxus deck.
Yeah.
Little bit of a trophy deck. You don't play it that often, but it's all pimped out. Yeah. That's how my Animar deck is. Those two decks and this deck, I think, could sit down and be friends, jive together. They could have a beer together.
Yeah, and then not fight. They just have a beer together because it's like, I don't want to get the cards dusty, guys.
I
want to get fingerprints on the sleeves. Even the sleeves are pimp. Holy shit. That's not even true. But whatever, that's not the point. The point is this is a cool deck. I think we're going to be back next week with another new list.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we're gonna switch it up because it's one of my decks.
Hey.
Which is pretty cool. And we're going to let you play with power next week.
Oh, yeah. Where did you get the cards for your own deck?
I got the cards for my own deck from our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs, and
your litchy needs.
And I saved 5% off all that shit by using special promo code CCO Spring. And I've already used CCO perks, but I keep trying just to see if it'll work again. Never does, but I keep trying. But maybe you'll have better luck. So head on down there, buy your stuff, and come back here next week for another very exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!